Hey guys, what up? It is Parksy here, and today I'm going to be telling you about different types of Pokemon and what they need to do for Pokemon Showdown competitive battling, whether it be PU, RU, NU, UU, OU, Gen 6, Gen 5, Gen 7, any generation. You need to know about these Pokemon and about abilities that will help you win matches, because there are so many people that I know that play Pokemon Showdown but have no idea how to use Pokemon sets. They'll be running special and physical Garchomp, and they'll be running, specially offensive Ferrothorn, with like Thunderbolts and stuff, which you don't do, by the way. So today I'm going to be teaching these guys about what type of Pokemon you really need, like Rapid Spinners and Rock Setters and stuff like that. If you guys do enjoy, make sure to go hit that like button and also comment down below telling me to do more videos like these. And yes, I will go see you guys in the video. Alright, so here we are. I've just put down a few mons, and the first thing that you want to have is good hazard removal, whether this be rapid spinning or defogging, but you definitely need at least one Pokemon on your team that can rapid spin or defog. I have put down my 6 favourite and probably the best defoggers and rapid spinners. Your 6 rapid spinners are probably going to be Excadrill, Tentacruel, Mega Blastoise, Donphan, Starmie, and Serena. I can never pronounce that Pokemon, I'm very sorry. But all these Pokemon, they either are really bulky or really speedy. Starmie has got a deceptively low HP stat, but it has good defenses and really good speed. Serena has also very good defense. It's got a low HP stat as well, but it's pretty good. Whereas Donphan and Blastoise are more bulky, and Tentacruel and Excadrill are more, even Pokemon. They like round out very well. They're not like too high in each stat. Well, I mean, Excadrill's quite high in attack, but Tentacruel's quite an even Pokemon, except that its speed and special defense is a little bit more higher than the other ones. So I'm now going to take you to my favorite defoggers, and that is Latias, whether it be Mega Latias or regular Latias, Mega or regular Latios, Skarmory, Tapu Fini, Mandibuzz, and Mew. All these mons are really good defoggers, however, do take into consideration that if you are going to use defog, it gets rid of your own hazards, which is why I like using Rapid Spinners better. However, Rapid Spin does not work if your opponent has a Ghost type, which are why Rapid Spinners are known as really good spin blockers. So hope you guys learned a little bit more on that. So make sure to go draft one of these 12 mons onto your team, or 2 or 3. But yeah, definitely make sure to go draft one of them, because they're super important for what I'm about to show you. So the next thing they're going to be teaching these guys is about cores. Now, cores are very good because you need a good defensive core that watch each other's weaknesses. Now, when I started off Pokemon Showdown, I had about 3 water types, 2 steel types, and like 4 psychic types. But now, over time I've learned about different cores and how they handle each other very well. And a very popular core and a very effective core is the Fairy Dragon Steel core. They manage to counter each other's weaknesses so well. Like, for example, if you're going up against a fire type, which is super effective against steel, Dragon resists the fire type, sorry. If you're going up against a fairy type that's super effective against a dragon, you can bring your steel type Pokemon. And if you're going against if you're going up against something like a fighting type Pokemon that's super effective against your steel, you can bring in your fairy type Pokemon, and the fairy does not mind cheering up fighting type attacks, not one bit. So here are some very good cores that I just managed to, do off the top of my head. So the first core is Latios, Bisharp, and Clefable. Latios for the defog, hazard removal, very important. Bisharp for the sucker punch priority, and Clefable, which is your cleric. I'll get into all these things later on in the video, but then also you have Salamence, which is your defogger, or Empoleon, that can be your other defogger, or you can leave Salamence to be a Dragon Dance setup set with Moxie, which is very nice, and then Sylveon, which is your fairy, but it can also be a very good choice spec set, which I really like to use. Or it can be a very good cleric with Baton Pass, Calm Mind, Wish, Heal Bell, Protect, Toxic, those sort of things. And also, it can have Hyper Voice, which is Pixelate boosted, which is base 117 if I'm correct, base 117 attack, plus stab, coming off this monster of a special attack. This thing is scary. These cores are very scary, so if you guys would like to use these cores, feel free to. It'd be amazing to see them used in play. But I'm going to be teaching you guys about the next core. The next core that I'm going to be teaching you guys about is Grass, Water, Fire. Not as effective as Fairy Dragon Steel, but very effective nonetheless, because they just handle each other's weaknesses so well. Like, you've got a water that's weak to electric. What do you bring in? You're bringing in grass that resists it. You've got your grass out that is weak to ice. You can bring in your water or your fire type that resists them. You've got your fire out that is weak to ground. What do? You bring in your grass type. Just these cores cover each other so well. So if you can get a core like this into your team, then you know you'll be doing very well, as I'll be showing you guys in a second with what I managed to do with an ult in about 3 days with a really good Fairy Dragon Steel and Fire Water Grass core. So the first core that I have to show you guys is Kartana, which is your grass type, Blastoise, which is your water type, and Entei, which is your fire type. Blastoise can be a very good bulky set. Aqua Ring, Toxic, Protect, Scald, Ice Beam. It can also be Specs if you really want. Kartana is just a really fast sweeper, and Entei is probably Choice Band. But I also like to run a Assault Vest Entei, which is, you know, not commonly seen, but it's very useful for sponging up attacks. I can actually take a Scald from a non-invested Keldeo, so that's very good. Also, another core that I kind of like is Victini, Tentacruel, Tangrowth. You got Victini, which is a V-Create monster, but I've never actually used V-Create Victini, as crazy as that sounds, even though V-Create is like the strongest move in the game. I like to use Blue Flares, Choice Specs Victini, or Substitute Victini. I just think it's amazing. Got Tentacruel, which is your fast spinner. Tentacruel also gets Toxic Spikes, so that's entry hazards, which I'm gonna go on to just after this. And you've got Tangrowth, which is Regenerator, which is very nice. If you can get a Regenerator core in Pokemon, that's also really good. But yeah, usually if you're like have a Regenerator core, then it's sort of stallish, and I like stalling is kind of frowned upon in the Pokemon community. But now I'm going to be telling you guys about hazard setting. Alright guys, so I am going to be showing you about the different types of hazards that you can get in Pokemon. Now, hazards are so important, and I'm about to teach you that. First one that I'm going to show you is not actually Scolipede, it's going to be Landorus Therian, which is probably disputedly one of the best Stealth Rock setters in the game. There's also like Garchomp, which is a really good Stealth Rock setter. There's Heatran, and then like there's Clefable and Chansey. But the thing is about Stealth Rocks is that it hits any Pokemon, which is really nice. So I can deal anything from 6% to 50% to a Pokemon once they switch in. So it really stops your opponent from switching, applies pressure. And as I said, if your opponent doesn't have a Rapid Spin or a Defog, your opponent's going to be constantly chipped down by these Stealth Rocks. And it hits every single Pokemon. It just affects like a rock type would. So basically, if your opponent 4 times resists rock, then you know it's only going to be doing 6% to your, 3% to your opponent. Sorry, 3% to your opponent. If it resists 1 times, then it does 6%. If it doesn't resist, then it does 12%. If it has a weakness to it, then it does 25%. And if it has a 2 times weakness to rock type attacks, and it takes a massive 50% health minus every time it switches in. And this thing is known for shutting down Talonflame in Generation 7, because in Generation 7, Talonflame has got Gale Wings, and at full HP, its flying type attacks have maximum priority. But now with Stealth Rocks, you instantly cut half that Talonflame's health off, and that is why Talonflame is hardly used in Generation 7 now, because of a huge Stealth Rock weakness that just cuts its Gale Wings ability. Now, the next thing I'm going to teach you about is about Toxic Spikes. Now, you can set up manual Toxic, but then you can also set up Toxic Spikes. This is stackable unlike Stealth Rocks, so you can actually set up 2 layers of Toxic Spikes, and basically every Pokemon that's switching gets poisoned, except if they are a Steel type and a Flying type. If they are Poison type, they can suck up the Toxic Spikes, and that means that the Toxic Spikes is rid of your team. So that's a little bit annoying about Toxic Spikes, is that if your opponent has got a Poison type Pokemon, then actually it just gets rid of Toxic Spikes. But nevertheless, Toxic Spikes is amazing. It's great for stall breaking. It's just so useful. And again, if your opponent does not have a Rapid Spinner or a Default, every single one of his Pokemon, if they're not a Steel or Flying or Poison, they will get poisoned, and that will just shut them down completely. The next Pokemon is probably the best Spike setter, and that is Klefki. Now, the reason Klefki is such a good Spike setter is because of the Prankster, so it can just get priority spikes up. Spikes is the same thing as Toxic Spikes, where basically it cannot touch a flying type Pokemon, but apart from that, it can touch every single Pokemon. The first layer of Spikes does 10%, then the next layer of Spikes does about 17%, then your next layer of Spikes does 25%, so if you get 3 layers of Spikes, then every Pokemon except Flying type Pokemon or Levitate Pokemon get 25% off. So you can imagine what will happen to if a Pokemon was weak to Stealth Rocks and Spikes, then they lose about 35% when they switch in, which is absolutely insane. Like, that's so much damage, and you haven't even heard it yet. You've only set up hazards. And Spikes are 3 times stackable, so you can just continuously stack Spikes, sorry. And it's just so useful to have. So nice to have a Spike setter. And next, what I'm going to be showing you is Galvantula. Now, the final one is probably a bit uncommon. It's also a bit underrated in my opinion. I think that Sticky Web is really, really good. Now, of course, you don't really have very good Sticky Web Pokemon. I'm just going to show you now. When I type in Sticky Web, I'm going to show you how few Pokemon actually learn it. Look at that. About, like, what, 8, 9 Pokemon actually learn it, and half of them aren't even fully evolved. So that's what's really bad. But Galvantula is undisputably the best Sticky Web setter in the game. I mean, Smeargle's pretty good. And don't get me wrong, Shuckle's actually pretty good, but I do think that Galvantula is the best Sticky Web setter. Now, and what you've got to realize is that all your Sticky Web Pokemon are very frail, so you're probably going to have them sashed as a lead. But what Sticky Webs does is it cuts your opponent's Pokemon speed by a third. So that means it's dropped by 1. And you might not think that that's very important, but trust me, if your opponent has a Scarf Pokemon, then it literally does not have a Scarf anymore as long as you have Sticky Webs up. You can outspeed your whole opponent's team and sweep, just as long as you have Sticky Webs. So that's what's really good. However, if you are running out of space to lose on Pokemon and you can only get 1 or 2 hazards, then definitely get Stealth Rock. Stealth Rocks is the most important hazard in the game. It can attack all Pokemon, it can break sashes off everything. So that is why Stealth Rock is the most important hazard in the game. Next, I'm going to be telling you a bit more about Pokemon Showdown and about more competitive play. Alright guys, now I'm going to be showing you about electric types. Now if you've played any Pokemon game in existence, you'll know that electric types are really useful. And why is that? It's because they only have one weakness, which is ground. And that's so good because if your opponent doesn't have a ground type, you aren't hitting an electric type with anything. So that means you can get a really fast electric type onto your team and just Volt Switch around everything. So I'm going to show you some really good fast electric types here. So you got Raikou, Thundurus, Jolteon, Thundurus Therian, and Tapu Koko. Now I'm not going to show you the 6th Pokemon because I'll get to that in a second. But fast Volt Switches are so good. It lets you get so much momentum, same as U-Turn, but I'm not actually going to be showing U-Turn Pokemon. You can get U-Turn if you want. Good U-Turn Pokemon are like Celebi, Crobat, those base 110s, 100s, 120s even. So, you know, something with really fast Volt Switch or U-Turn is so nice on a Pokemon. It lets you, like, say for example, you're gonna Volt Switch, like your opponent switches in like a Grass type to take the Electric type attack. You Volt Switch and suddenly you've got a Victini in the back that can just sweep a Grass type. So you switch into your Victini and suddenly your opponent's got to switch again. So you know that they can make that switch and make your play accordingly, which is why electric types are so good. Now, I'm going to go show you my 6th Pokemon because I kind of did lie when I said that fast electric type Pokemon are so good. But just as good as fast electric type Pokemon are slow electric type Pokemon. Pokemon like all the Rotoms, Ampharos, they are slow electric type Pokemon that somehow everyone uses them. And the reason they are used so commonly is because they can chew up a hit and then Volt Switch, instead of Volt Switching your Pokemon having to chew up a hit, then attacking. And usually slow Volt Switchers like Lantern, Rotoms, Ampharos, like they are pretty bulky, they can take a hit, they can Volt Switch, and then you can suddenly gain so much momentum and you can just start sweeping with like your Dragon Dance Gyarados, your Dragon Dance Dragonite, your Calmine Reuniclus. Like there's so many opportunities for a slow Volt Switch. So while fast Volt Switch is important, slow Volt Switch is important as well. So if you get a Volt Switcher on your team to gain momentum, that is really useful as well. I didn't also mention this, but also Baton Pass is really useful. Baton Pass can be on Sylveon or Scolipede, and they are really good Baton Passers. Probably the top 2 Baton Passers in the game. And you know, they just gain momentum the same way, and also they can pass on like status increases. So say you can mine 3 times your Sylveon and you're a +3 special defense and your +3 attack, and you switch that onto your special Victini, then like that blue flare can pretty much knock out any Pokemon, even water types. Like Flip Me, it can like knock out like Tentacruels in like 2 hits. So you know, never underestimate the power of Baton Pass either. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you some mods that you will kind of need for sweeping. Now, you should kind of devote a Pokemon to sweeping, whether it be, well, I'm going to show you the examples here now, but you kind of need a Pokemon for sweeping just in case your opponent's got something that's really easy to set up on, like a Claydol, a Chansey, a Bronzong. If they bring any of them and you set up some, like for example Dragon Dances or Dragonite, then you can probably sweep a team. Okay, so here's probably the best setup sweepers in the game. So you got Dragonite with that Dragon Dance, coming off that multi-scale, meaning that it takes half the damage from super effective attacks, which is, or any attacks I guess, once it's at full HP. So that's really useful. It can take an ice type attack, it can set up a Dragon Dance, and it can just go Fire Fang that ice type into the next dimension. Then you've got Reuniclus, which is Calm Mind, so it can just take Shadow Balls from Gengar all day and just knock it out with a nice little Psychic. You've got Rhyperior with Rock Polish. Now you might think, oh, Rock Polish, what good's that? Well, firstly, Rock Polish increases your speed by 2, and second of all, coming off that 140 base attack with a +2 Pokemon that can't be outsped is kinda crazy. Then you probably have the best setup Pokemon in the game. You have Manaphy of Tail Glow, raising that special attack by 3 stages. So if you Tail Glow twice, then your Manaphy is at maximum special attack. And I don't even think that there's much grass types that can switch into a +6 Scald, to be honest. And then you also have Lucario with Sword Stance and Nasty Plot, and that's what's so nice about Lucario, is that it might be frail and you might have to depend on the Focus Sash for it, but it can hit on the physical and special side so well with Sword Stance and Nasty Plot, and that's what's probably a really good setup move is Sword Stance or Nasty Plot, increases your attack or special attack by 2 stages. And then you've got Curse, so you can chew up any attack. You can chew up a Mega Metacham's, return it, or not return, High Jump Kick if you really want to, and then just destroy its day with an Earthquake that's like +5 boosted or something. Okay, so I'm not going to lie, this kind of relates to mostly Generation 6 and Generation 7. But what you need is a really good Mega. Now, I understand some of these haven't been released in Generation 7, but they're probably going to be released a few months or weeks or whatever after this video goes up. So, firstly, what you've got is Mega Sableye. Mega Sableye is really useful because it just hides behind its barrier, and everything but a Fairy type cannot destroy it. I mean, Swagger, for some stupid reason, Swagger is added into the game, so now you can just Swagger foul play your opponents, and why not add in a knockoff and recover? Mega Metacham, you know, it can hit such strong high jump kicks, such strong fake outs, such strong Zen headbutts, and you know, that's just why Mega Metacham is probably one of the biggest destroyers in Gen 6 OU. It's because unless you don't outspeed it, you're getting destroyed by this thing. You're getting a fake out and a high jump kick, and you're getting destroyed. This thing breaks sashes with this fake out high jump kick combo, and it can like one shot. Like I sent in a Sylveon against this thing once, right? And he used high jump kick, and it did about 80% to me, and I was like, what? But of course, with pure power boosted, stab boosted high jump kick, can I really doubt myself? I mean, from this crazy monster. Then we have Mega Lopunny. Mega Lopunny usually rocking the fake out, the high jump kick, return, and ice punch. However, instead of ice punch, I like to run Thunder Wave just, you know, to take down some really fast Pokemon, some really fast sweepers, and just to, like, you know, slow them down a wee bit. Then you've got Mega Manectric. It's probably like one of the top 10 fastest Pokemon in the game. And usually run it with Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Hidden Power, Ice, you know, something like Flamethrower or Signal Beam as your final move, just to counter those Ice types. And then you've got Mega Venusaur. That thick fat is so useful. It means that instead of having weaknesses to fire, to flying, to psychic, to ice, you negate that fire and ice weakness, and now you only have flying and psychic, which means that this Pokemon can literally just set up Leech Seeds, can Giga Drain, can Sludge Bomb, can Knock Off, can Earthquake, can Curse even. A Curse Venusaur is not out of the question. That is actually a pretty legit setup sweeper. But yes, this thing can destroy. And then finally you have your Mega Pinsir. That Aerialist boosted, oh no, sorry, that Aerialate boosted quick attack and return is just a nightmare. Like that priority quick attack base 48, and then that stab, like that can like do about 50% to, like, I think that does like about 6, don't quote me on this, but I think it does about 60% to a Weavile. That's just insane. Then also you can run Close Combat, you can run Bug Bite, you can even run Stealth Rocks. I have run Stealth Rocks on my Pinsir before, just because I haven't got Hazard setup, and as I told you guys, Hazard setup is so useful in this format. Alright, now with the Ultra Beasts coming out, lots of people have been using them, and I agree, Ultra Beasts are absolutely amazing. Firstly, what I'm going to go type in is about Beast Boost. Now, if you guys have been hiding under a rock, Ultra Beasts came out in Generation 7, and they are overpowered as goodness. So, basically you've got Nileho, Buzzwole, Pheromosa, Exertri, Celestial, Cortana, and Guzzlord. So basically what Beast Boost does is once you defeat a Pokemon, well, once you make it faint, then you get a +1 stat boost in whatever your highest stat is. So say for example Pheromosa knocks out a Pokemon with high jump kick, and its highest stat is attack. It's getting a +1 attack boost. And coming off that thing, a +1 attack boost can like one-shot psychic types. I think even a +3 can one-shot Clefable. Like, that is how insane it is. I've ran Choice Band Pheromosa in the past, and it is one-shot fairies and psychics once it has got the base boost. It is absolutely insane. Celestial. Let's talk about Celestial. Or Celesteela. Okay, Celesteela is a tank. But imagine that, once you get like that defense or special defense boost, like, this thing is undying. It ain't down to Thunderbolt. I mean, it didn't die to Thunderbolt in the beginning, but now, like, Thunderbolt does about 50% to it. And I've even seen especially offensive Celesteelas, and they've just swept me because they just Fire Blast and they Flash Cannon my team, and I could do nothing against that. And then they just got up to about +2, and then I just had to give up because they just got so much stat increases that I just could not beat them. Alright guys, so, you know, it's one thing telling you about these cores, but it's another thing showing you how good they are. So, I've had to go inspect Element and actually rub out this name because I've been using it as an alt, and as you can see it is unregistered. So if I showed this off to all these guys, I can guarantee that you little guys would just go register this name and be instantly about 1550 elo on OU. So as you can see, on OU, I am 1543 elo. Now, as I said before, I've only been playing for about 3 days on OU. About, I don't know, 3 hours, 4 hours. And my GXA, which is, you know, my win to loss ratio, it's over 3 to 4. So that means every 4 games I play, I win 3 of them. So, you know, that's pretty good. And I should be on the ladder in about, I don't know, like 100 games, but I don't know if unregistered people get on the ladder. But I'm going to show you my team that I actually used to ladder up in. I know you guys won't be able to, unfortunately, get what the team like moves are, or what like what items they are, or what sets they are, or anything, because this is my own information. If I showed you guys, then you will all be laddering up to about 1600, to be honest. But yeah, there is what a problem with my team that I'll be telling you guys in a second. But I mean, most teams do have a specific weakness, like 1 or 2 Pokemon, so it's all right. So once you see my team, then I think you'll understand. Okay, I'm just saying, but I'm about 50 points away from being 500th in Pokemon Showdown. I've been playing for 3 days. Alright guys, so this is the team that I have. It consists of Mega Venusaur, Rotom Wash, Kieran Black, Sylveon, Excadrill, and Entei, and I can tell you that this team is gorgeous. It is amazing. It won me so many games as you have just seen, and it is so good because you have Mega Venusaur, which is the bulky Pokemon. Its only weaknesses are Psychic and Flying, which contrasts really well with Excadrill. You've got Entei, which is your really speedy Pokemon. You know, base 100s and above are really fast, really good for outspeeding Pokemon. You have Sylveon, which is the Cleric. You have Kieran Black, which is just a destroyer. Rotom Wash for, as I said, both switch pivoting. And then Excadrill, which is my rock setup and my rapid spinner. It's a bit unfortunate that I have to do both, but I really like this team nonetheless. So yeah, it's just like such a good team because I got my Grass, Water, and Fire Core. I've got my Rapid Spinner. I've got my Rock setup. I've got my Fairy Dragon Steel Core. And also I have my Volt Switcher and Rotom Wash, so I am super happy with my team. Hopefully these guys can construct a team, you know, as good as this, because, you know, I'm just so proud they made this team because it's really good, and it's like really showed off my laddering. Okay. Sorry, I'm suffering a little bit of the cold, but it should be okay by like tomorrow. I just like recorded the video with Kai, so you know, that's probably out like, I don't know, like a week or so after this, because I'm pre-recording this for exams. But yeah, guys, if you did enjoy it, then make sure to go hit that like button, and also comment down below saying you enjoyed the video and if you'd like me to do more of these videos, because, you know, I did enjoy going through this despite it being about flipping 28 minutes. But yeah, so please guys did learn something about cores, about, you know, setup and other stuff like that. So thanks guys for watching this episode. If you did enjoy, as I already said, hit the like button and subscribe so you can never miss one of my crazy videos, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.